climb to the top of the building and survey the area. You find a pot of spoiled coffee. You continue your search for the fetid feast.
This stuff is gross. Hope this is worth it.
You find a bottle of old wine. It's long since turned to vinegar.
That's 2 down.
You return to the stone tablet to summon the ghost again and give him his feast. This stone monolith has runes etched into it. Some of the runes appear to be deep enough to set an object within. You place the rune Orus'Dakh, and Hek into the matching space. The runes light up for a second, and then vanish. A spectral figure appears in front of you. I can smell the spoiled residue from here. Thank you very much. I'd share this with you, but seeing as you're still living, it would just go to waste. And what was that question of yours?
Can you direct me to the Silent City?
Oh, you mean the royal districts beyond this living tomb? I know where it is, but I can't tell you any longer. As we can see, the Custodians are no more, and that means I no longer have to direct Custodians, since there are none. Sorry about that, it's in my contract.
There must be some way to help me. I got your spoiled feast.
Like I said, my contract is only to direct the Custodians, but I can tell you that there was once a large stone tablet that vied for my position many times. It was a map of sort. Look about and maybe you'll spot it.
Thanks, I'll look for the stone map. Goodbye. I better go find that stone tablet.
After climbing a wall, you find a large harp. This appears to be an ancient harp, but what is this magical instrument doing up here? There's some fine script printed upon the Serpent Harp.
I'll have to remember this.
Do you think? Someone etched their name into this bottle, but these tombs have been closed so long that it must have been ancient.
That might be what I'm looking for.
You see a large piece of stone on the ground. The rubble appears to be the ruins of a city directory, a map of locations within the city. You examine the directory. The Great Directory has taken damage from the destruction of the city. You can make out a section that appears like this ruined district. You examine it further. Surrounding the section that represents this district, there appear to be barren slots that once held tablets in the adjacent districts. If you had these, you may be able to plot a course to the royal district. You notice a small script carved into the barren slots. You read the small script.
I have discovered the ruins of the Great Directory in the Residency District. This old stone map could direct me towards the royal districts of Lect'Zadh if only I could obtain the missing tablets to complete it.
Replacement tablets may be obtained from the community hall custodians. 1 hall custodian per district tablet.
Well, I guess I gotta find these tablets. Hey, it's that harp again. Looks different this time, though.
You approach the harp again, but this time you can read the script. You read the script. Sing aloud these words of Launder and strike the chord with Serpent. The Custodian March and Crusade of Grime is soon to follow. You repeat the words in the song and strike the harp chords. You do your best to form a song from the fine script and strike upon the chords in an uneven rhythm.
I think I can see the Custodians from here. One down. That's 2. Nice, that's 3. There he is. That's the last one. Looks like that's everything I need from the Custodians.
After returning to the directory stone, you place the pieces you collected in.
I obtained the missing tablets of the Great Directory and was able to get a sense of where I might find the royal district of Qey'Nuf. According to the Great Directory, there is a road within the residency district that heads directly into the royal districts. I must follow this road.
After placing the tablets into what remains of the Great Directory, you get a better understanding of the layout of the city. There should be a road leading out of this district that heads directly to the royal district where the inner temple resides, the vault of the Orus'Dakh.
Finally, I found a way in.
To climb the wall, you use a torch to burn away the oil.
Hey look, another stone tablet like the last one. Uh-oh, looks like I've got their attention. Better get rid of the rest of them so I can read this in peace. Now to see what this says.
This stone monolith has runes etched into it. Some of the runes appear to be deep enough to set an object within.
I have the runes, but I don't think this is important yet. Hey, what does that tablet say?
You have found and retrieved the Orus tablet from the living tombs.
I should go back to the grave now and see if I can find anything to do with this tablet.
This graveside looks to have been created recently. The corpse of whoever's buried here is missing. You sift through the grave bottom.
I found a map that may give clues on how to reach the royal districts on Find the Orus'Dakh.
You sift through the dirt and you find a rusty bracelet that reads, "To my beloved brethren, Eridan Delan, your leader and lover, Nail Regur." You also find a crumpled map under the soil. The map seems to be damaged by the damp soil. It appears to be somewhat similar to the layout of these subterranean ruins. You examine the map further.
I examined the map and found a plotted course out of the residence court and into the adjacent priestess court.
There appears to be a path of sorts written on the map.
Is this perhaps an expedition's route?
You may be able to follow the path of whoever plotted the course, provided they were not the one that was buried.
I guess we'll just follow this map and see what happens.
Use a torch to burn the oil again. You visit the first stop on the map, the roof of the Tower of Sul'dan. You visit the second location, the aqueduct west of the Tower of Sul'dan. On and on the aqueduct winds. Until you enter the Priestess Court.
Hope I'm going the right way. I followed the path and found somebody living in the tombs. He's alive! He's alive! Who's alive? Who's alive? My brethren, I saw him die, buried them both, but now Qey'Nuf and Delenn walk again. How can this be? Interact save us from the dead! Delenn? Arden Delenn?
Do you know him? Did my brethren send you? Did they? Tell them it's too late, it's too late! The expedition has failed. Seek to mourn. We shall all join him more like.
What are you screaming about?
Tell the brethren that the ones that escaped are here. But do not look for him. These streets are no city of life. They are streets of undeath that claim any who dare walk them. Leave this tomb before you are taken also.
Don't worry, we'll leave together.
No, I cannot leave. Mal'Kanis de Mort walk these halls of death. I have sworn to the brethren of night that I shall see his kind stricken from Norrath. No bloodsucker shall stain the world, destined for the Teardal. None.
Who is Mal'Kanis de Mort?
No, do not try to thieve my secrets. The brethren work alone. If you wish secrets, then you must speak to the haunts of the stone monolith yourself. Find your own runes. Yes, find your own runes to summon Lect'Zadh. Now leave before your stench attracts the dead. Leave!
Farewell, madman.
You return to the monolith. Place the runes Lect'Zadh, Abuk, Duak, and Hek in the slots. A corporeal form appears in front of you. I speak for the God King. I am the record of residence. Who do you inquire about?
Tell me about Mal'Kanis de Mort.
Mal'Kanis de Mort is a high-ranking resident of Aketaken. He is the Teardal pilgrim that entered the city from afar. He brought with him the Yor of Solday, the powerful urn used by the lost goddess Anashti-Sul to create the River of Life, the Freyr-Un. In return for this sacred artifact, he was granted refuge within the hidden city. He once dwelt with his consort, the Rin Priestess of Freyr-Un, in the Temple of Blood in the Priestess Court of Aketaken.
Tell me more of his past.
Mal'Kanis de Mort secretly began to hold bloody rituals within the Temple of Blood. Along with his consort, he led many Aketians into his chambers, never to be seen again. If not for the great gift of the Yor of Solday, the frequent, necessary Yor rituals performed by his consort, the God King would not have tolerated such atrocities. The secret bloodlust of Mal'Kanis and the Rin Priestess of Freyr-Un would be kept a great secret for decades, until the city's demise.
Where can I find Mal'Kanis?
Mal'Kanis de Mort's current location is unknown. The only one that is able to divulge his whereabouts is the Ancile of de Mort, mummified.
Tell me about the God King.
The God King Qey'Nuf is the founder of the City of Life, Aketaken. He is also the prophet of the lost goddess of life, Anashti-Sul. Long ago did he discover her lost shrine within the Elder Empire. Through her forgotten words he rose from the ranks of the Elder Empire and cast free the dull religions. He is the only known chosen prophet of Anashti-Sul. He is the all-powerful ruler of Aketaken and is the harbinger of the gift of Anashti-Sul, the gift of undeath. The God King Qey'Nuf resides in the inner temple of the royal districts of Aketaken.
Tell me about Dalgan Badin.
Dalgan Badin is a recent acquisition to Aketaken. He is a half-elf that hails from the city in the sun, Majdul. He betrayed his uncle for riches and found himself in the fields of Ethanir. He has been given new life within the City of Life. He has no permanent dwelling as of yet.
Tell me about the Ancile of de Mort. I learned there was a dark elf named Mal'Kanis de Mort that entered Aketaken a long time ago. He brought with him the Yor of Solday as a gift to the God King and in return was given refuge. I need to find him But to find him, it means I need to speak with the long-dead Ancile of Demort. To raise the spirit of the Ancile of Demort, I must find the censor of Qey'Nuf.
The Ancile of Demort is the nameless handmaiden to Mal'Kanis Demort. She is responsible for his well-being and the maintenance of his blood temple. She drowned within the waters of the Friar Un. In keeping with her wishes, her body was cremated in the censor of Qey'Nuf. Her vital organs were placed in secret compartments beneath the pools of Akatiken. Should Mal'Kanis ever wish to speak to the essence of his Ancile, he need only to activate the crimson switches of each of the 4 pools to acquire the organs needed to burn the magical censor.
I guess that's all I need to know.
The figure disappears and you know what you must do.
Gotta be something on this map I picked up that tells me where the censor is. Wait, bingo. Wait, is that it?
This appears to be a vessel of sorts. The imagery etched upon it is highly ornate. You examine it closer.
I have learned that the Ancile of Demort will know more about the Year of Solday and Mal'Kanis Demort. Unfortunately, she died ages ago. Fortunately, there may be a way to raise her ghost now that I have discovered the censor of Orus'Dakh does exist.
The primary image of the metallic decanter shows humanoids set aflame, a cloud of smoke swirling from the burning bodies to form a ghostly creature. Scorch marks and openings lead you to believe that this is an incense burner of sorts.
Now where am I gonna find that piece? They said it was in this fountain somehow. Maybe around? About under. There it is. I have found a hidden compartment at the bottom of the pool of Zodara in the Priestess Court. I cannot open it. There must be switches to slide the lid open for me to grab the Secret of Hak'Pyz, vessel of the preserved intestines of the Ancile of Demort. Guess I better go find the other one. This one's just like the other ones. Better find those switches. But where could they be?
Our hero embarks on a journey to find all the switches. This is a small red block raised higher than the surrounding surface. It has a symbol of 4 black circles printed onto it. You push the switch. After you push the switch, you begin to hear a ticking sound and the scraping of stone on stone.
There's another one on the side, but how am I going to get there?
You push the stone like the last one, and you hear stone on stone grinding again.
I know it's up here, but how am I going to get up here? What about that? Found it.
You press this stone like the others.
Judging where this one was, I bet there's another one across the way. Bingo.
Another switch pressed, another grinding of stone and ticking.
There's gotta be another one around here, I just know it. Maybe I'll try the lid again.
The lid is still stuck firm. You have not pressed the switches in the right order.
There it is.
You press the switch, more ticking and more grinding.
There's one on the side, just like the other one.
The switch ticks and grinds.
I hope I'm doing this right.
Another click, another grind.
There's one right here, just like the other side.
More clicks, more grinds.
I think that's all of them. Hope this works.
But it did not work. You keep trying to figure out what the problem is, over and over and over again. After many more tries, you discover what the problem is. The switches need to be pressed 1 through 4 and in the time limit.
Finally, I think that did it. Let me go check it now. I finally found it. Now to go find the other ones. There's the second one.
You make your way back to the front of the city, searching for more of those pools and more of the body parts.
There's another one.
The stone lid will not budge. There must be switches that correspond with the compartment. Hit all the switches and you may open this lid. There is a symbol of a red diamond imprinted upon it.
This thing again. Well, I know what to do now. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, or follow if you enjoy the content. Also, here's some other videos you might find interesting. If you'd like to support my work, please consider donating, buying some merchandise, or Join Patreon. Thanks.